I wanted to make this guide on OTK Demon Hunter because I feel like it's it's like the best deck in the game if you play optimally, and it's really hard to play optimally. So I'm gonna try and help that. So first things first, the deck list. One of the nice things about OTK Demon Hunter is you can change the deck up a bit. So I've seen some people count like the twin slices and Zeph for like double jumps and then like philosophy, and then you can run like Fell Screamer instead of pull count. But I like the Zeph list the best because having multiple win conditions is just really good, and that's what Zeph does in combination with Twin Slice. And then you get pull count. And pull count is super nice because it can guarantee skull and guarantee a reduction on Il'gynoths and I-beams. So, okay. I'll put the deck code in the description if you guys want to try this list. So now, win conditions. This deck has two different win conditions. One of them is the most obvious ones with Il'gynoth, and in combination with Morg Artificer and Fellscream Blasts and I-beams to kill your opponent in one blow with multiple damage. This is the most common win condition. You're going to use it the most, and in slower matchups especially, you're going to want to save some combo pieces and you can deal up to like 100 damage. It's pretty ridiculous. And then there's the second win condition of Zephyrus. So you're going to use this win condition in like aggro matchups where you're going to have to dump the Il'gynoth, or sometimes you're going to need to dump the Il'gynoth because it blocks your skull from being outcast. You're going to want to use the Zeph win condition with twin slices to give you Doomhammer and deal a bunch of damage. Okay, so the mulligan guide. So you want to mulligan for skull because skull is the best card in the deck. It reduces cards, which is insane. Draws cards, which is also insane. And yeah, it's very, very good. And Lorekeeper Pull Count is another card you're going to want to keep in almost every matchup because it guarantees skull cooldown. And it guarantees it in the outcast position. And Illidari Studies. This allows your skull to be cheaper. Now this card's kind of hard to use. If you can jam it on one if you have another skull in hand, but if you don't have skull, I would wait until you have mana to play skull, so you guarantee the skull outcast. Because if you don't get skull, there's just going to be another card in the way to block your skull, and you won't be able to get the reduction. Now, against aggro, Immolation Aura is a very good card. It's just a super efficient board clear, and you're definitely going to want it. And if you're playing against classes with weapons like Rogue and Warrior, Swamp Ooze is very good. So if you have like a mulligan, there's like 3 cards. Skull is on the right. If you have 2 cards that are dumpable, so like Il'gynoth you would throw away. But if you had like Eldrazi Warblades, you would keep that along with it because it can guarantee the skull outcast, which is what this deck wants to do the most. Now, alright, so the gameplay. When you skull, just try to make your skull outcast. That's one of the most important things. Because if you hit the right reductions, you can kill your opponent super early. So if that means dumping a Fellscream Blast, you should do it. And if it means like even dumping like a Morg, it's probably okay. And if Il'gynoth is on the left, you're in a pretty bad spot because Il'gynoth isn't really dumpable in most matchups. In aggro, it's probably okay to dump it against like Weapon Rogue, because your win condition is probably going to be Zephyrus, because you're going to have to use the Fellscream Blasts to heal up quite a bit. And pretty much any other card in the deck is dumpable. So if Il'gynoth is on the left and against like a slower matchup, you're in a pretty rough spot. And so you're gonna have to dump Fellscream Blasts to outcast your skull sometimes, or to just survive with Morg Artificer. When you do this, make sure you still have lethal with the Il'gynoth combo in the game, so you're not just, because if you use too many combo pieces, you're not gonna be able to win the game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This deck is really good if you play it well. It's really hard to play well though. So, this is the list I like the most. Goodbye.